Emily Brontë, Wuthering Heights. At first she gave him no glance of recognition. He was invisible to her abstracted gaze. The delirium was not fixed, however. Having weaned her eyes from contemplating the outer darkness by degrees, she centered her attention on him and discovered who it was that held her. "Ah, you are come, Edgar Linton," she said with angry animation. "You are one of those things that are ever found when least wanted, and when you are wanted, never. I suppose we shall have plenty of lamentations now." "I see we shall, but they can't keep me from my narrow home out yonder, my resting place where I'm bound before spring is over. There it is, not among the Lintons, mind, under the chapel roof, but in the open air with a headstone, and you may please yourself whether you go to them, or come to me." "Catherine, what have you done?" commands the master. "Am I nothing to you any more? Do you love that wretch Heath?" "Hush!" cried Mrs. Linton. "Hush this moment! You mention that name, and I will end the matter instantly by a spring from the window. What you touch at present you may have, but my soul will be on that hill top before you lay hands on me again. I don't want you, Edgar. I'm past wanting you. Return to your books. I'm glad you possess consolation, for all you had in me is gone." "Her mind wanders, sir," I interposed. "She has been talking nonsense the whole evening, but let her have quiet and proper attendance, and she'll rally. Hereafter we must be cautious how to vex her." "I desire no further advice from you," answered Mr. Linton. "You knew your mistress's nature, and you encouraged me to harass her, and not to give me one hint of how she has been these 3 days. It was heartless. Months of sickness could not cause such a change." I began to defend myself, thinking it too bad to be blamed for another's wicked waywardness. I knew Mrs. Linton's nature to be headstrong and domineering, cried I, but I didn't know that you wished to foster her fierce temper. I didn't know that, to humor her, I should wink at Mr. Heathcliff. I performed the duty of a faithful servant in telling her you, and I have got a faithful servant's wages. Well, it will teach me to be careful this time. Next time you may gather intelligence for yourself. The next time you bring a tale to me, you shall quit my service, Ellen Dean," he replied. "You'd rather hear nothing about it, I suppose, then, Mr. Linton?" said I. "Heathcliff has your permission to come according to Miss, and to drop in at every opportunity your absence offers, on purpose to poison the mistress against you? Confused as Catherine was, her wits were alert and applying our conversation. Ah, Nellie has played traitor, she exclaimed passionately. Nellie is my hidden enemy, you witch. So you do seek elf bolts to hurt us? Let me go and I'll make her rue. I'll make her howl a recantation. A maniac's fury kindled under her brows. She struggled desperately to disengage herself from Linton's arms. I felt no inclination to tarry the event, and resolving to seek medical aid on my own responsibility, I quitted the chamber. Have a nice evening.